crime writer James Dubrow puts MacArthur in the same ranks as monsters like Jeffrey Dahmer and John Wayne Gacy. University of Toronto sociology professor Ju Young Lee tells City News that investigators had a lot of work ahead of them.
One thing we know from serial homicide cases is that lots of people call in after there's an alleged serial killer who's in custody or on the loose. Police are going to have a ton of different information. They're going to face the challenge of trying to sift through what is credible and what is a false lead.
Toronto police say the city has never seen anything like this. At 66 years old, MacArthur is accused of killing 5 men over the last decade. Experts suggest that given MacArthur's level of sophistication, the crime likely began long before that. Serial killers are not common in Toronto, with only a handful in this city's history. Reporting live, Jamie Pulfer, 680 News.
680 News Time, 7:35. Happening now on the Yonge subway line, trains turning back on Line 1 at Bloor and Lawrence stations. TTC says it's due to Toronto fire investigation at Eglinton Station. No word yet on shuttle buses. Stay with 680 News for the latest of this developing story.
This is 680 News. A young man is dead, the victim of a stabbing on Yonge Street last night near Wellesley. It appears several people are involved, and because it was in such a public place, police are appealing for witnesses to come forward. 680's Kevin Meisner joins us live now from the scene of the crime. Kevin.
Also, Jan, a Toronto paramedic services tell 680 News the victim was a man in his 20s. He suffered a stab wound after being chased by a group of people around 8 o'clock last night here on the west side of Yonge Street, just south of Wellesley. In fact, blood still stains the snow here. Neighbors call the situation disturbing.
Chasing one guy down, I mean, that's pretty cowardly in my eyes. I mean, for a group of people that chase anybody down, it's cowardly either way. But to go to lengths of stabbing him and actually want to taking his life, I mean, that's a whole other ballgame, right?
Now, Toronto police do believe up to 6 suspects may be involved in this situation, although they all ran off before officers arrived. Homicide detectives have now taken over the investigation. They're hoping security video at area businesses along Yonge here may have captured images of the suspect. At Yonge and Wellesley, Kevin Meisner, 680 News.
680 News Time, 7:37. A sluggish start to the year for the city's real estate market. While we won't be getting the official January sales results for the GTA until next week, realtors are saying the recent mortgage rate increase and new rules for borrowing have created a buyer's market. Mike Eppel reports from the 680 Business Center.
January is typically one of the slowest months of the year for sales, but this year started with added uncertainty. Realtors say the measures that were put into place to cool the market have certainly taken effect, including the new federal requirements for stress testing a mortgage. Basically, buyers have to show they can afford mortgage payments 2% above the posted rate. John Pasalis, the president of Toronto-based Realosophy Realty, tells Bloomberg, quote, a lot of people are sitting on the sidelines waiting or hoping that prices will fall. Now, that'll come into the supply-demand equation. Toronto's housing market has cooled for 7 months. Mortgage rates have also been going up 3 times now over the past year. The impact of those higher borrowing costs has led to a shift in the market, with lower-priced condos and townhouses the hottest sellers. Instead of moving, current homeowners are ramping up plans for renovation. At the Business Center, I'm Mike Eppel.
680 News Time, 7:38. The drive to work and school may be a little slower this morning. As we hear from 680's Laura Carney, the fresh blanket of snow overnight could make for a slower than usual ride. Pearson Airport recorded 5.2 centimeters of snow yesterday, making it the greatest one-day snow total so far this month. Up until January 28th, Pearson had reported about 15 centimeters, which is well below the average snowfall amount for the month of January, which is nearly 30 centimeters. Our meteorologist, Bill Taylor, says west of the city was hardest hit. Up to 16 centimeters of snow recorded for Hamilton, Toronto downtown. Perhaps as much as 6 to 9 centimeters. So again, snow totals really varied across the GTA. And looking ahead to February, Bill says overall it is going to be a very cold month. I'm Laura Carney.
This is 680 News. The city's medical officer of health says the extreme cold weather alert will be terminated at noon today. It's because we're warming up slightly over the next couple of days. The city says services for those who need it are available 24/7 at several respite locations in the city.
680 News Time, 7:39. It's better in the Bahamas. Romance all the day.
With turquoise
water everywhere, the Exumas is an exotic collection of quaint, unspoiled islands and keys. Footprint-free beaches and exclusive resorts make this tropical paradise an absolute gem. In the Exumas, nature outnumbers man and coastlines remain flawless. Call your travel agent or book your Exuma escapes today at aircanadavacations.com/Bahamas.
On city streets, a collision reported westbound on Queen at Carlaw, southbound Dufferin at College, the left lane blocked for maintenance, and lane restrictions always at Eglinton and Chaplin because of construction. Coming up in 60 seconds, an update on problems southbound on the 410 south of the 407.
680 News Time, 740.
At Scotiabank, we know life changes. So it makes sense that your retirement plan should change with you to fit where you are and where you're going. That's why we created the Scotia Aria Retirement Program, the only one of its kind in Canada. It's a personalized retirement solution, now with lower fees, so you can make the most of all those wonderful changes. Talk to a Scotiabank advisor today about how to get started. Visit scotiabank.com/future to learn more. You're richer than you think. Scotiabank.
An update now on problems on TTC's Line 1. The TTC now says delays at Eglinton Station. That fire investigation has cleared. Service has resumed on Line 1. Trains are moving again between Bloor and Lawrence.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your cars today.
Donate online at carsforkids.ca. That's cars with a K. Pickup is quick and easy. You'll benefit a child and get a maximum tax credit.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your cars today.
Also accepting boats, motorcycles, RVs, and truck donations.
680 News Time, 741.
Traffic and weather together on the one, brought to you by Queen's MBA in Toronto. Airborne and Skymaster 1. How's it looking, Daryl?
It's a little bit of snow here. I'm flying over Highway 400 and Highway 9. Very light snow. More from Jill in just a moment. Outside air temperature -50. Yikes! And it is windy. It's yourself on the 400. Delay through 88. A delay then south at 9 on and up to South Aurora Road. It picks up then another delay southbound on the 400 from Oak Ridge. That's the 16th to south of the King Road and south on 400. It's just starting to build again down through Major Mackenzie and Rutherford Road. You're going to find eastbound on the 401 delays through Kelso and again through Milton. Eastbound on the 401 delays east of Western Churchill to east of Mavis for the 60 traffic centers are allowed.
We still have problems southbound 410, south of the 407. Take it to the traffic spotter. Let us know as the right lane's blocked by police dealing with a problem on the shoulder. But just taking a look at the cameras right now, that might have cleared. South 410 jammed from approaching Bovaird down to south of 407, where problems look to have just cleared. Southbound 427 delays Highway 7 down to Derry, then slow from Bloor the Express down to the Gardner ramp. Eastbound QEW delays Walkers to Trafalgar, then again from south down to Dixie, and the eastbound Gardner heavy from the 427 through to east of Dufferin. North 427 delays from the Gardner to Raptors and the Express, and westbound Gardner heavy from west of Cherry to west of Jameson, then again from the Humber Bridge to the 427 ramp. Did you know there are 4 ways to earn a Queen's MBA, 3 of them right here in Toronto? Find out more at queensmbaintoronto.com. With the forecast, here's meteorologist Jill Taylor.
Yeah, you may encounter a few leftover flurries this morning, but the bulk of the snow well out of the way, and we've got blowing snow in spots. Again, the possibility of a few flurries this morning, but overall a cold, windy day, some clearing. Our guaranteed high -6. It'll feel like -14 this afternoon. It'll feel like -20 with the wind early tomorrow morning, and we'll get back into some snow for tomorrow. Beginning around 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, we could collect 2 centimeters. And then it will change over to some showers as we rise to about +1 tomorrow, and then 3 degrees on Thursday, the 1st of February, with sun and cloud, but that warm-up will be brief, back into the deep freeze for Friday. Right now it feels like -21 with the wind very strong and gusty out of the northwest. We've got drifting snow at Pearson, -11 there, -10 at 680 News. The guaranteed high, -6.
680 News Time, 744.
Now the TD Market Minute.
Over to Mike Apple at the 680 Business Center. What's going on, Mike?
Well, Paul, got a 220-point drop for Dow Futures right now. It started to accelerate after Amazon, Berkshire Hathaway, and J.P. Morgan Chase & Company said they plan to collaborate on a way to offer health care services to their U.S. employees. Now, that led to a tailspin for traditional insurance companies in the U.S. healthcare sector. For example, Aetna and CVS, they're all down by as much as 7%. 1% in pre-market trade. You add to the mix a 1% slide for Apple, and you've got a fairly significant downturn on the Wall Street outlook today. We're coming off a drop for the Dow yesterday of 177, TSX down 144, oil slipping 66 cents, 64.90. The dollar's up slightly, holding just above 81 cents U.S. At the Business Center, I'm Mike Uppel.
This is 680 News. Get up to $1,000 toward becoming retire-ready with TD Wealth Financial Planning, a division of TD Waterhouse Canada Inc. Conditions apply. Offer ends March 1st, 2018. TD.com/financial planning.
Calling all eco-vators. What has your school done to help our environment? Whether it's greening your community, being energy efficient, or reducing landfill waste. Tell us what your school is doing to make the world a greener place. You can superpower your school with $20,000 worth of innovative technology. Contest is open to all secondary and elementary schools. Be an eco-vator and visit savings.ca/powereco today.
And do sandals look good with socks? Never. That's good, because our blow-off winter savings on some vacations are going to knock your socks off. Right now, save big with selloffvacations.com pricing on select all-inclusive vacations during our blow-off winter sale. These deals end soon, so don't get cold feet. Book now for savings that'll knock your socks off. Visit one of our 7 stores in the GTA. Selloffvacations.com.
This is All News Radio, 680 News.
Partly cloudy and a wind chill reading of -19 in downtown Toronto. Good morning from the 680 News Broadcast Center. I'm Hosanna Timensik.
I'm Paul Cook, and here's the top stories right now.
As Toronto police lay more murder charges against suspected serial killer Bruce McArthur, they're also believed to have saved the life of a man who was in McArthur's apartment at the time of his arrest. Toronto police are looking to speak with witnesses in connection to the city's 5th homicide of the year after a man was stabbed on Yonge near Wellesley. And the snow could slow you down this morning, but for the rest of the day, we're in for a few flurries and a guaranteed high, -6 with a wind chill around -14.
Time now for 680 Sports.
From Sportsnet 580, the fans of Peter Groves.
Louisiana home court for the Raptors tonight. They get to Minnesota 2. 10 days ago, the Raptors lost in Minnesota 115-109. And in that game, Andrew Wiggins from Vaughan scored 29 for the T-Wolves. Tonight's game is live at 7:30 on Sportsnet 590 The Fan. And the T-Wolves are just 11-15 on the road. Last night in Atlanta, they suffered a 105-100 loss to the Hawks. Boston Celtics scraped past the Nuggets in Denver, 111-110. That puts Boston a game and a half ahead of the second-place Raptors. The Detroit Pistons are 9th in the East, 22-26. 11 games behind the Raptors, but they got profoundly better yesterday, orchestrating a multi-player trade with the LA Clippers that delivered Blake Griffin to the Pistons. The Scotties Tournament of Hearts in Penticton, BC will determine the Canadian champion of women's curling. And this morning, 2 rinks are unbeaten. Jennifer Jones has skipped her Manitoba rink to 4 straight wins. They're on top of Pool A. The top team in Pool B is the Newfoundland Labrador rink, anchored by Stacey Curtis, 4-0 through 8 draws. The Ontario rink, skipped by Holly Duncan, is 2-2. Sports at 15-45 tops every hour or anytime at sportsnet.ca/590.
680 News Time, 7:47.
Thank you. Thank you. The Honda Civic is Canada's best-selling car 20 years in a row, and I'm thanking every Civic driver personally. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. This is going to take forever. You know what? We'll just lease you the 2018 Civic LX from just $61 weekly at 2.99% and 0 down. Or step up to the feature-packed Civic SE for just $8 more weekly during the Civic for All event. Hey, thanks! Includes rate and fees for 60 months, taxes extra OAC, see HondaOntario.com. Thank you!
If life were like the new hit or miss lottery game, you would cheer when your favorite player struck out. You'd be thrilled to bowl badly.
Yes! Gutterball!
And you missed the right notes every time you were jamming. Because in the new hit or miss lottery game, missing can be a good thing.
Win $250,000 by matching all or none of your numbers. Buy the new hit or miss lottery game in-store today. Download the OLC lottery app to watch the draws.
680 News Time, 7:49.
A food recall we first told you about yesterday is now being expanded. The Canadian Food Inspection Agency says the recall now also includes coconut tree shredded young coconut sold across the province in 227-gram packages. The recall comes amid concerns of possible salmonella contamination. If you have the affected product at home, you're being advised to throw it out or return it to the store where you bought it. The prices of nearly 70 commonly prescribed generic drugs will soon be discounted by up to 90% of their brand name equivalents. The federal government says discounts will begin April 1st. And while stars will more than triple the number of drugs that were discounted under the previous generics initiative, the drugs are used by millions of Canadians to treat conditions such as high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and depression. It's expected to generate savings of up to $3 billion for public drug plans over 5 years. The agreement to cut prices was made between the Pan-Canadian Pharmaceutical Alliance, which represents the provinces, territories, and federal government, and the Canadian Generic Pharmaceutical Association.
680 News Time, 7:50.
Experts predict vaudeville will kill radio. Movies, Charlie Measley, and the radio.
Television will put radio on its last leg. Silicon Valley is confident streaming will kill radio.
Another chilly day, minus 145 degrees as we broadcast live from Jupiter. Traffic moving slowly in Earth's solar system. And how about those Yankees? 98 years since their last World Series. Keep your radio tuned here.
Put your money on radio.
Up your sales game with the latest payment solutions from Moneris, so your customers can pay for their auto shop work however they want.
Car's ready, Mrs. H.
Perfect. Can I pay with Apple Pay?
Yep, credit, debit, tap. Choice is yours. But why don't you start her up first?
That's what I'm talking about.
Be ready for how your customers want to pay. Online, in-store, or on the go. Sign up now and get a rebate of up to $500. Some conditions apply. Call 1-866-MONERIS or visit Moneris.com. Moneris. Be payment ready.
680 News Time, 7:51.
Traffic and weather together on the ones brought to you by 407 ETR. Here is Gerald Dahmer.
Getting busy, just looking at the North Don Valley and Skymaster 1 instead of 4 going from Don Mills up to north of Lawrence. Eastbound on the 401, you're going to find delays past Kelso to east of Trafalgar Road, then east on the 401 to slow east of Winston Churchill to east of Mavis, and then delays east 401 Dixie Collectors to the south 427 Rand. Slow down east 401, 427 Express, Islington Collectors to about Western Road, then a delay east 401 east to the 400 to east of Keel on the Collectors. 419 eastbound, it too is getting heavy, approaching Mark Grove to the 401 Ranch from the 680 Traffic Center, Trevor Loud.
Still a slow drive out of downtown on the westbound Gardner from West at Cherry to Royal York. Bit of a breather than heavy from Islington Express and Collectors to the 427 ramp. Westbound QEW delays from the 427 to west of here, Ontario. Again from Ford Drive through to Trafalgar. Problems on the South 410, south of the 407 have cleared. Unfortunately, it's still jammed south 410 from approaching Sandalwood through to south of Derry. South 427 delays Highway 7 to Derry, then again through the 401. South 427 delays Dundas Express down to the QEW Gardner ramp. Log into your web account today. You could win a year of free travel on 407 ETR. For more details in the CA, you can get up to 2 bonus entries. Visit 407ETR.com. With the extended forecast, meteorologist Jill Taylor.
Coming into the city from the north, you may encounter some leftover very light flurries, but it's coming to an end. We'll have some clearing. Overall, a cold, windy day today. The guaranteed high -6. It'll feel like -14 this afternoon. Mainly clear tonight, the low -12 with the wind chill near -20 once again for early tomorrow morning. And then back into the snow tomorrow, beginning around 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. We could collect 2 centimeters before it switches over to some showers, and we climb to +1. And then sun and cloud for Thursday, the 1st of February, the high near +3. Then say goodbye to that mild air. It's going to get a lot colder, and that cold air is going to stick around. Friday high just -10, and we could get some more flurries, some accumulating snow possible Saturday night. Right now it feels like -21 with a gusty wind out of the northwest. We've got drifting snow, -11 at Pearson, -10. Some clearing at 680 News. The guaranteed high today, -6.
Now, 680 News regional weather conditions for Roto-Rooter Emergency Services. Flood or sewer backup? Roto-Rooter's plumbing and drain specialists will clean up, disinfect, and restore everything back to its original condition. Roto-Rooter, #1 in the #2 business since 1935.
Coming up at 8, new information emerges about the day suspected serial killer Bruce MacArthur was arrested, and a stabbing on young near Wellesley has left 1 man dead.
680 News Time, 7:53.
A long pass up the side. He connects, flies down the middle, sees an opening then. Wells goes outside for a smoke, sends a few texts, watches someone hail a cab, butts out, and heads back inside where the crowd is still on their feet. What a goal! History has been made tonight, folks. Oh, my!
Next time, try Thrive Gum instead and control those cravings fast so you don't miss a thing. Thrive anywhere. Always read and follow the label to be sure this product is right for you. Morning traffic may be a sure thing.
But so are our traffic reports.
Okay.
Accurate and up to date every 10 minutes.
On 680 News.
Today in the GTA, we know the Raptors will have representation at the NBA All-Star Game from 3 people, but this year DeMar and Kyle will be playing against their coach. Our Jeff Verholman's here with reaction from Dwayne Casey. Jeff?
Yeah, so Janet, Dwayne Casey will coach Team LeBron, drawing up plays to start DeMar and Kyle Lowry, who are on Team Steph Curry. That's weird, right? Coach, these are your 2 best players.
Well, I've already told Kyle we're going to blitz his butt every time he gets in a pick and roll. We're going to go after DeMar DeRozan when he's in a post-up or going in an ISO situation. So I've kind of chided him with that, but it's going to be fun. I'm very, very happy for those 2.
The coach on Primetime Sports last night having some fun, but also a bit peeved over the Young Stars game's snub.
Jakob and Pascal, and then Fred VanVleet and DeLon Wright. They could have had the pick of any of the 4 of those young men to play in the game, and elected not to, so believe me, I'm going to let them know about it.
No OG either. Jeff Verholman, 680 News.
680 News Time, 7:55.
And now, as always, a real Harvey Brooker weight loss for men client.
My name is Aman Huck, and I'm a 52-year-old quality director from Brampton. I've lost 140 pounds, no more high blood pressure, and my life has changed.
The program, the motivation, the results. Contact the Harvey Brooker Weight Loss for Men team. Changing lives today, tomorrow, and always. Call now, 416-222-9887 or harveybrooker.com.
If you could do it alone, you would have done it already.
Don't miss the 2018 Rogers Conn Smythe Sports Celebrities Dinner and Auction, presented by Bruce Power in support of Easter Seals Kids, Wednesday, February 7th. Join hosts Jamie Campbell, Christine Simpson, and Gord Stellick for an entertaining evening featuring a tribute to Canada's hockey legend Paul Henderson and an all-star lineup of athletes including Hockey Hall of Fame inductee Ron Ellis, CFL Commissioner Randy Ambrosie, Olympic silver medalist Elizabeth Manley, Montreal Canadiens Yvan Cournoyer, and many more. For tickets, visit ConnSmytheDinner.com today.
680 News Time, 7:56.
Now the 680 News Business Report brought to you by Manulife Bank. Here is Mike Epple.
Hey, it's Legenda. Good morning. We're looking at a sell-off set for this morning on both Bay and Wall Street. The Dow Future is down as many as 250 points. It's been a long time since we've seen any type of a risk assessment of this nature on the outlook to a trading day, but that's what we've got this morning, a day after the Dow dropped 177, the TSX coming off a loss of 144. In the activity this morning, we're seeing a drop for shares of U.S. healthcare providers. Insurance names such as Aetna and Anthem down as much as 7% each after Amazon, JP Morgan Chase, and Berkshire Hathaway announced plans to team up to set up some sort of healthcare offering themselves to their employees using technology at a not-for-profit basis. So you take out those potential massive corporate clients, and you've got the traditional insurance providers seeing a slump in pre-market action. Then you've got the tech space showing some nervousness ahead of earnings due this week from all of the heavyweights, including Facebook and Microsoft and Apple, which reports after the bell on Thursday. Analysts have been lowering their sales expectations for Apple to report on the iPhone 10. They're still questioning the price point north of $1,000 US for those smartphones, and whether or not Apple is seeing the profit projections that they once did. Now, there's been no pre-indication from Apple that anything will be anything but positive when they report earnings. And keep in mind, the stock recently hit $180 a share record and seen some profit taking pretty much ever since. And setting that peak on January 18th. This morning, down 1.5% in pre-market action. Canadian dollar at 81.13 cents. That's up a little bit. Price for oil down 70 cents, 64.85. Got the start of a 2-day meeting on U.S. interest rate policy, the last chaired by Janet Yellen before she cedes control of the U.S. Fed to Jerome Powell for the next meeting, which may include an interest rate hike in March. Again, Dow Futures down 240 at the Business Center. I'm Mike Epple.
Listen to over 500 radio stations from anywhere in Canada with Radio Player Canada, the must-have app that's as Canadian as you are. Friendly, ready to party, great company. From kitchen parties to curling bonspiels. Enjoy every type of radio station, anywhere, anytime. Listen through your phone, Sonos, Google Chromecast, Google Home, Amazon Echo, Apple CarPlay, and Android Auto. Download the Radio Player Canada app today. It's where Canadian radio plays.
We are still number one. Hi, I'm Tom Rosicky of Inline Fiberglass Windows. That's right. Of the 1,248,796 different windows, we have achieved the highest Energy Star rated window in Canada. It's no surprise that our window outperforms aluminum, wood, and vinyl windows as fiberglass is a natural insulator. If you are thinking about replacing your windows, don't settle for second best. Visit us at our Factory Direct showroom or at inlinefiberglass.com.
Now, 680 News regional weather conditions for Walmart.
At Walmart, the lowest price is everything. Here, sliced bread is just $1.97 each. Walmart. Save money, live better.
In Brampton, snow reported minus 11 degrees. Burlington, partly cloudy and minus 10. Downtown Toronto, partly cloudy and minus 8 degrees. A wind chill reading of minus 19. 680 News is CFTR. It's 8 o'clock.
Number one for breaking news, traffic, and weather. This is 680 News, Toronto.
Here are Paul Coates and Catherine Zatay.
Good morning. This is Tuesday, the 30th of January.
And for Catherine Zatay, I'm Fuljana Chimintik. Here's what's making news right now.
Alleged serial killer Bruce MacArthur had a young man handcuffed to his bed the day police burst into his apartment.
The shocking crime making news around the world. And now Bruce MacArthur is being compared to monsters like John Wayne Gacy and Jeffrey Dahmer.
A man is chased and stabbed by a group of up to 6 suspects at Yonge and Wellesley. The victim, a man in his 20s, has died in hospital.
A snowy end to the month of January downtown. Anywhere from 6 to 9 centimeters of snowfall being reported. Hamilton getting hit with up to 16 centimeters.
The Raptors are home to the T-Wolves, looking to amend the loss in Minnesota 10 days ago, and the Pistons got much better, picking up Blake Griffin from the Clippers. Sports at 15.
Losses adding up on the morning outlook. Dow futures now down 250 points. Healthcare stocks leading. McDonald's just reporting fourth quarter results are dollars above 81 cents. Business at 26.
Big City News Time, 8:01.
Traffic and weather together on the ones brought to you by Bovaird Athletic. Let's get airborne. Daryl Dahmer, Skymaster 1.
Oh, we've got your problems now westbound of the 401 west of Toronto. Approaching Mississauga Road, we got the 2 right lanes blocked with a stalled vehicle. Empty or on the scene. In fact, west of the 401, you're going to find it heavy going. And also approaching Stevenson over to west of the 412. Then very slow west 401 all the way from Meadowville to Avenue Road, Alton Express and Collectors. Another west 401 delay, Allen to Jane Express and Collectors. And then 400 Collectors over to Dixon Road, and then jamming up West 41 from approaching here Ontario on the Collectors to approaching Mississauga Road, where the 2 right lanes are blocked from the 680 traffic center. Trevor Loud.
New problems on the southbound 410 ramp to Queen. We have a piece of the left lane and the 2 left lanes blocked due to a collision. MTO has been notified. Not sure if they're there yet. South 410 delays from Sandalwood down to Courtney Park. Never really recovered from earlier issues. Eastbound QEW delays Walkers to Trafalgar. Then again from southbound to Dixie. The eastbound Gardner is solid from the 427 through to east of Dufferin. Movati Athletic, open now in Burlington and opening February 23rd in Richmond Hill. Over 175 weekly studio classes included in your membership. Visit movati.ca for details. With the forecast, is meteorologist Joe Taylor.
We'll have some clearing today, but overall a cold, windy day. Back to some snow tomorrow, but a brief warm-up for us for tomorrow and for Thursday. Right now it feels like minus 21 with a gusty wind out of the northwest. Drifting snow reported at Pearson, minus 11 there, minus 10 from clearing at 680 News. The guaranteed high today, minus 6. 680 News Time, 8:03.
Chilling details are out about the night suspected serial killer Bruce MacArthur was arrested, including how police may have saved a life.
680's Carl Hansky is outside the 66-year-old landscaper's high-rise apartment building in Thorncliffe Park and joins us live now with the latest. Carl.
Yes, Jen, I'm told that when police officers who had Bruce MacArthur under surveillance saw a young man enter MacArthur's 19th floor apartment here at 95 Thorncliffe Park Drive, they felt they couldn't hold off the arrest any longer. When they burst into the apartment, they found the young man alive and well handcuffed and pulled to a bed. It's all a little too much for shell-shocked neighbors who live next to the alleged serial killer.
I couldn't sleep the whole night, and every little sound would bother me, as I'm sure it would anyone else in the building. So it's just hard to move on after something like that. Yeah.
You want to move out, not move on.
Exactly, absolutely. I want to be as far away from stories like that as possible.
Later, while searching the apartment, police then discovered photos on MacArthur's computer that helped them identify some of the victims. So far, the 66-year-old is accused of killing 5 men, but police believe there are more victims. The big question is, how many more? Reporting live on Thorncliffe Park Drive, Carl Hansky, 680 News.
680 News Time, 8:04. The chilling details of the alleged Bruce MacArthur murders are garnering worldwide attention as Toronto police dig into one of the city's biggest ever homicide investigations. 680's Jamie Pulper is here with the latest. Jamie.
Yeah, Paul, dismembered body parts found in planters. A grandfather and one-time mall Santa accused of killing 5 men. It's more like an episode of Criminal Minds, and it's making news around the world. Southern University criminologist Michael Archfield tells the CBC that at 66 years old, Bruce MacArthur's age is unusual.
It certainly is on the older end. I mean, Albert Fish for many years was considered to be the oldest serial killer in American history, who began in his 50s, and they called him the Gray Man for that reason.
Award-winning crime writer James Dubrow tells the Toronto Sun that MacArthur may be poised to join the ranks of monsters like Jeffrey Dahmer and John Wayne Gacy. And while none of these allegations has been proven, Toronto police believe there are likely more victims, and MacArthur could be the most prolific gay serial killer in Canadian history. Reporting live, Jamie Pulfer, 680 News. 680 News Time, 8:05. Toronto police are working to piece together a motive in a deadly stabbing last night downtown. 680's Kevin Meisner is at the scene on Yonge near Wellesley and joins us live with the latest. Kevin.
Well, Slajana, blood stains the snow here on the sidewalk in several spots on the west side of Yonge, about a block south of Wellesley. Police say this is where the victim collapsed after being chased southbound from Wellesley by several people and then stabbed around 8 o'clock last night. This man stepped outside to see police converging on the area last night.
Well, I mean, when I came out of the store there, I looked to my right and it was really snowing out and everything like that. So it was a little bit hard to make out who was laying on the ground, but I definitely seen a body sprawled out on the sidewalk.
Toronto paramedics say the victim was a man in his 20s. He was rushed to hospital. He died a number of hours later. Toronto police now saying they believe a group of about 5 people may have been involved, although everyone scattered before police officers arrived. Homicide detectives have now taken over the investigation. They say they have already received some video surveillance of the attack, and they're hoping that'll lead them to some arrests. At Yonge and Wellesley, Kevin Meisner, 680 News.
This portion of 680 News brought to you by Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries. A snowy end to the month of January. 680's Laura Carney's adding up the snow totals.
Downtown, anywhere from 6 to 9 centimeters of snowfall is being reported. Nearly 5 centimeters reported in Newmarket. But our meteorologist Jill Taylor says west of the city really digging out this morning. In Hamilton, they're shoveling up to 16 centimeters of snow. And it looks like yesterday's snow total at Toronto Pearson, 5.2 centimeters, was the greatest one-day snow total that we've had so far for the month of January. The average January snowfall at Pearson is about 30 centimeters so far this month. Nearly 20 has fallen. And looking ahead to next month, Jill says the month of February is going to be very cold. I'm Laura Carney. 680 News Time, 8:07. Super Bowl week kicked off last night with Media Night in Minneapolis. Our Peter Gross tells us there wasn't a lot of profound football in sight.
New England Patriots quarterback Tom Brady was serious about getting to another championship game.
Being at one time is a dream come true, and to be here 8 times is unbelievable.
But Brady was also a good sport, reading off a list of pop culture trivia questions.
Kim McCartney just had a little girl. What's her name? I do not know.
Philadelphia quarterback Nick Foles will be playing in just his 4th career postseason game. He was almost offensive about the Eagles not getting respect.
I'm pretty sure we are underdogs in this game. And that's just sort of been, but that's Philadelphia. We hear it, we get it. I get asked questions every week about it.
Brady was asked, how does one get the normally grimacing Coach Belichick to smile?
To say Navy, lacrosse, Lawrence Taylor, Bon Jovi, those 4.
The Patriots will be shooting for their 6th Super Bowl win. Eagles have never won a Super Bowl. I'm Peter Gross.
680 News Time, 8:08. Happening now on the TTC, the group TTC Riders is holding a transit day of action. They are currently protesting at 3 locations this morning, including Queen's Park Station, to try to get people involved in the budget process. The city's budget committee is recommending funding 2-hour transfers for riders. TTC Riders is also calling for measures to alleviate overcrowding and a cheaper pass for those who earn less than $23,000 a year.
This is 680 News. Mansplainer is now in the dictionary. It's among the 1,000 new words added to the Oxford English Dictionary. Hangry, me time, and snowflake are also new additions. The term snowflake has taken on a new meaning, especially on social media, and is now used to describe someone who is overly sensitive.
Coming up at 8:11, traffic and weather together on the ones, including an update on a collision on the westbound 401 approaching Mississauga Road in the two right lanes.
680 News Time, 8:09.
Listen up. Lazy Boy is completely overstocked and they need to move furniture fast. It's music to my ears. I hear there's crazy amounts of everything in the store. They're so desperate to move inventory and make room for all their new items that everything's priced to go. Hurry. Once it's gone, it's gone.
Live life comfortably, Lazy Boy. The best time to refresh your interior is during the inventory overstock clearance sale. 9 Greater Toronto locations, including Kitchener and Barrie.
City streets. Northbound Weston Road approaching Shepherd, the right lane blocked for utility maintenance. Eastbound Bloor east of Kipling, the two right lanes are blocked for construction.
680 News Time, 8:10.
It's Sunwing's $1 million beach blowout sale, and we've negotiated unbeatable deals for you with millions of dollars in savings. There's never been a better time to book a winter vacation to Greater Fort Lauderdale. And now you can take advantage of Florida Instant Savings with $160 savings per couple. In Greater Fort Lauderdale, everything shines. Book by February 2nd with your travel agent or
Something's always coming up. Home improvements, kids' education, car repairs, credit card bills. Maybe you even saw a real deal on an investment property. Well, don't wait for money to fall from the sky. Call Northwood Mortgage and start taking care of business. Use your home to save money. Pay off your mortgage faster. See why Canadians have turned to Northwood Mortgage for over a quarter of a century. Northwood Mortgage. Visit northwoodmortgage.com.
We're working harder for you.
License 10349.
680 News Time, 8:11.
Traffic and weather together on the ones, brought to you by City of Toronto Airborne Skymaster 1, Daryl Dahmer.
Oh, we still have problems on the 401 westbound, approaching Mississauga Road, two right lanes, stalled vehicle MTO on the scene. You're going to find it heavy going west 401 from approaching here Ontario on the collectors to approaching Mississauga Road. And northbound on the Don Valley Parkway, delays through Bloor, and then busy north Don Valley approaching Don Mills up to York Mills, north 404 delays, Van Horn up to north of Finch, and then getting busy northbound off the 404, north of Steeles to the Highway 7 ramp. That's all fairly normal. West on the 401, still find delays, approaching Stevenson to west of the 412 from the 680 Traffic Center. Here's Trevor Loud.
Toronto-bound QEW is jammed from approaching Casablanca to Fruitland, all for plows, and again from Centennial to Fairview again. Eastbound QEW delays Walkers to Trafalgar. Eastbound QEW east to Winston Churchill. Have a crash in the ramp lane, no delay though. Eastbound QEW delays from southbound to Dixie. And eastbound Gardner east of Dufferin, the right lane's blocked by emergency vehicles dealing with a problem on the shoulder. The eastbound Gardner is jammed from the 427 all the way through to east of Dufferin. Movati Athletics open now in Burlington, opening February 23rd in Richmond Hill. Over 175 weekly studio classes included in your membership. Visit Movati.ca for details. With the forecast, here's meteorologist Jill Taylor.
Definitely need the extra layers this morning. Overall, a cold, windy day. That wind out of the northwest. At least we'll get into some clearing today, though. Some areas already experiencing that, but again, just cold and windy. The guaranteed high, -6, will feel like -14 this afternoon. It'll feel in the -20s again early tomorrow morning, mainly clear tonight. And then some flurries tomorrow beginning around 7 o'clock. We could collect about 2 centimeters of snow. That's beginning at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. And then those flurries will change over to showers as we climb to +1. Thursday, the 1st of February, sun and cloud, and the high about 3 degrees. Right now, it feels like -22. The wind out of the north-northwest, 32 gusting to 45 kilometers per hour. It's partly cloudy, -12 at Pearson, -10 with some sunshine near the lake. The guaranteed high today, just -6. 680 News Time, 8:13.
Now the TD Market Minute.
Over to Mike Epple at the 680 Business Center. Mike.
220.8-point drop right now for Dow Futures split, Janet. Stage set for a second day of selling on both Bay and Wall Street. Fairly significant downturn. Number of moving pieces to all of this. First off, tech stocks are down in advance of earnings this week. A move in the U.S. healthcare market with Amazon, JPMorgan Chase, and Berkshire saying they're teaming up to provide some sort of affordable health care to their employees, and that's got the traditional heavyweights in the U.S. health insurance industry tumbling, including CVS and Aetna down about 7% each. And then you've got as well some earnings already in this morning from Pfizer, which is raising its guidance, but the stock's still down. And McDonald's just reporting fourth quarter adjusted earnings per share above forecast. We'll see if that has any positive influence. Likely not at this stage. The price for oil is down 66 cents, 64.90. Our dollar holding above 81 cents. Gold up $1 at 13.46. At the Business Center, I'm Mike Eppel.
Still ahead on 680 News.
So the 12-hour wait online is worth it. Reviews are in for infinity mirrors ready for display at the AGO.
680 News Time, 8:14.
Get up to $1,000 toward becoming retire-ready with TD Wealth Financial Planning, a division of TD Waterhouse Canada, Inc. Conditions apply. Offer ends March 1st, 2018. TD.com/financial planning.
Snow and ice don't stand a chance when you've got Acura's winter-ready performance on your side. The Acura MDX is built for Canadian winters with features like super handling all-wheel drive. Right now, get up to a $6,500 cash rebate on most 2017 MDX models. Or get up to a $5,000 cash rebate on most 2018 RDX models with standard all-wheel drive. It's time to step up to an Acura. Visit AcuraGTA.ca for details. Acura. Precision, crafted performance.
Hi, I'm Christine McGee here at Sleep Country's year-end sale, where you can get brand new 2017 mattresses at our lowest advertised.
Sorry, Christine. The customers are just so excited about all the deals here.
It's okay, Reggie. Like I was saying, lowest advertised prices ever on select 2017 mattresses. Just try and beat these deals. Plus, you can get a Hot by Sealy Pillow Talk Queen mattress with organic cotton for only $478. But get here soon because it ends Sundays.
News Radio, 680 News.
Minus 10 with sunshine now, wind chill minus 19. Good morning from the 680 News Broadcast Center in downtown Toronto. I'm Paul Cook.
I'm Janet Timmins. Here are the top stories right now.
Confirmation of 680's Carl Hansky this morning from police sources that accused serial killer Bruce MacArthur had a young man tied to his bed when police kicked in his Thorncliffe apartment door and arrested the 66-year-old landscaper while also finding pictures of his alleged victims on his computer. A man is attacked by a group of men on Yonge Street near Wellesley and fatally stabbed. All of the suspects remain at large. And we have the snow totals now, 5.2 centimeters for Pearson, 6 to 9 downtown.
Time for 680 Sports.
From Sportsnet 590 The Fan, Peter Gross.
Oh, the Raptors host Minnesota tonight. T-Wolves are pretty good. They're 31 and 22nd, fourth in the West, just 11 and 15 on the road. 10 days ago, the Raptors absorbed a 115-109 loss at the Target Center. In that game, Canadian Andrew Wiggins scored 29 points. Raptors coach Dwayne Casey doesn't want that to happen again.
So Wiggins, we got to do some different things with him and be prepared to guard some of his post-ups, his ISOs.
And a small advantage for the Raptors. The Timberwolves played last night, losing 105-100 to the Hawks in Atlanta. Tonight's game is live at 7:30 on Sportsnet 590 The Fan. Boston Celtics scraped past the Denver Nuggets 111-110, so the Celtics are now a game and a half better than the second-place Raptors. A big trade in the NBA. Several bodies got plane tickets. The most significant, Blake Griffin from the LA Clippers moved to the Detroit Pistons. Maple Leafs are back to work tomorrow night. They'll be home to the New York Islanders at the Scotties Tournament of Hearts in Penticton, BC. 2 undefeated rinks through 8 draws. The Manitoba rink skipped by Jennifer Jones is 4-0, good for first in Pool A. On top of Pool B is Stacey Curtis's foursome from Newfoundland and Labrador. They're also 4-0. The Ontario rink skipped by Holly Duncan is 2-2. And can you imagine playing one hole of golf for $1 million? That's what happened yesterday. Jason Day birdied the 6th playoff hole to deny Alex Noren at the Farmers Insurance Open. They gave Day a check for $1,242,000. Noren had to be happy with $607,000. Sports at 15 and 45 past every hour, anytime at sportsnet.ca/590.
680 News Time, 8:17.
Could you use $20,000? $30,000? How about $300,000? With a home equity loan from Capital Direct, the money you need, the money you could really use right now, is a simple phone call away. Compared to the banks these days, Capital Direct's lending criteria is not as strict. If you own properties, Capital Direct can help. It's that simple. Call them today at 1-800-NEW-CAPITAL. CapitalDirect.ca.
Saturday, the All-Star breaks over. The countdown is on to the best night of the week. Hockey night. First, Leafs and Bees from Boston. Veteran leaders stepping up. In a potential playoff preview. Then, All-Star Snipers in Vancouver. Depth Pacific.
680 News Time, 8:19. Donald Trump delivers his first State of the Union address tonight. So what can we expect?
The White House wouldn't rule out President Trump touching on that big thing hovering over his administration, the Russia investigation. But his spokeswoman, Sarah Sanders, said they don't consider that something that keeps Americans up at night.
The theme of the address is building a safe, strong, and proud America, which is exactly what the president has worked to do during his first year in office.
Karen Travers, ABC News. The White House.
This is 680 News. Happening now from the TTC, they're saying customers may experience longer than normal travel times northbound between King and St. Clair stations. TTC says efforts are underway to restore regular scheduled service. 680 News Time, 8:20.
This month at the LCBO, we've got amazing deals on hundreds of your favorite products. Even our in-store product experts are spreading the news. Enniskillen Riesling Pinot Grigio is so versatile. Light and crisp, it's great as an aperitif. Or pair it with chicken or fish. And until January 31st, you can save $3. Plus, get 6 air miles bonus miles when you pick up a bottle. Why not go for a blend of great offers? You can shop in-store or online. Terms and conditions apply while supplies last. Visit lcbo.com for details. It's Sunwing's Mega Dollar Beach Blowout Sale, and we've negotiated unbeatable deals for you with millions of dollars in savings. There's never been a better time to book an all-inclusive winter vacation and get on board with the #1 to the sun. Limited space is still available at top-rated resorts, but you'll need to act fast. Book by February 2nd with your travel agent or
680 News Time, 8:21. Traffic and weather together on the ones, brought to you by Martin Daniel Interiors. Up we go to Skymaster 1. Where are you flying, Daryl?
Over the 401, Paul, and we still have problems. If you're westbound on the 401 approaching Mississauga Road, the 2 right lanes are blocked with a stalled vehicle, empty over there. A jam from approaching here Ontario Express to Collectors, and then West 401 on the Mississauga Road ramp. It's actually closed because of yet another stalled vehicle, empty or also at the scene of that one. You are going to find delays up out of the 404 Don Belly, Davis to south of Bulock, approaching 19th out of south of 16th, and busy southbound on the 404 McNichol into the Shepherd Collectors to the 401 ramp. Also southbound delay south of Shepherd's Express to south of Don Mills, southbound on the 400. Slowdowns anywhere from the Oak Ridge, that's the 16th, all the way down to Rutherford Road, southbound of the 400. Busy Finch to the 401 ramp, eastbound Highway 7, slow 400 to Edgeley through the construction zone from the 680 Traffic Center. Trevor Loud.
Southbound 410 ramp to Queen. 2 left lanes of that ramp are blocked for the crash, and it's jammed from approaching Sandalwood down to Queen. South 410 delays approaching Steeles down to Courtney Park. Toronto-bound QEW jammed from Casablanca to Fairview. Eastbound QE heavy from Walkers to Trafalgar, then again southbound to Dixie. Eastbound Gardner, problems east of Dufferin have cleared. Unfortunately, still heavy from the 427 through to east of Dufferin. South 427 delays Highway 7 to Derry, then again through the 401. Delays from Dundas and the Express to the QE Gardner ramps. The annual winter sale's on now at Martin Daniel Interiors. Your Rome away from Rome for your home. Save on the finest European-made furniture and accessories at Martin Daniel Interiors, martindaniel.com. With the extended forecast, here's meteorologist Jill Taylor.
Well, nice to have the sunshine today, but it's a cold, windy day with that gusty northwest wind. It'll feel colder than the current temperature indicates. The guaranteed high -6 will feel more like -14 this afternoon. We'll drop to -12 for the low. It'll feel like -20 overnight early Wednesday. Mainly clear, but then the clouds build again. We'll get into some flurries around 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. Could collect a centimeter or 2 of snow tomorrow through the afternoon. Then it'll change over to some showers as we climb to +1. And then sun and cloud for Thursday up to 3 degrees. But say goodbye to the milder air. It's going to get a lot colder. Friday's high just -10, mainly cloudy. Could get some more accumulating snow, a couple of centimeters for Saturday night. Right now it feels like -22. We've got the wind out of the north-northwest, 32 gusting to 45 kilometers per hour. It's partly cloudy, -12 at here, so -10 with sunshine at 680 News. The guaranteed high today, -6. And because we made the weather guarantee yesterday, today's jackpot is up to $15,700.
Coming up at 8:30, how police may have saved a young man's life the night they arrested suspected serial killer Bruce MacArthur.
680 News Time, 8:23.
The holidays were awesome. We went a little overboard this year. The kids scored the latest gadgets. My wife loves her laptop.
Honey, what's the password?
And my new flat screen, 65 inches of amazing. So when the credit card bills get here, we won't be able to make our minimum payments.
Somebody help us. Need a home equity loan? Consolidate your debt and save over $400 a month. You'll just love the freedom. Visit freedomlending.ca.
Use your home to get a loan. Freedom Lending.
License 12762.
Every news story starts here. Every morning.
680 News.
This portion of 680 News brought to you by the Hertz Cigar.